Hey all, J-Man here. I just wanted to tell you about beardedshirts.com. It's a great place to get a lot of cool superhero shirts and other merchandise. You can scroll, they've always got sales on. As you can see, they've got these really cool print all over shirts, which I really love. That's Eddie, the founder of the site. And if you're looking for stuff, all you got to do is you click on the search here and you can type in all over. And that's going to show you the all over prints, which are really, really cool. Look at that. You got Legion of Superheroes, you got Brave and the Bold, you got JSA, you got Superman, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, all kinds of stuff. So check out beardedshirts.com. Hello, Legionnaires. Welcome to Tuesday, Transformers Tuesdays. So as you know, we used to do these Transformer streams sporadically on Thursdays. We're going to switch it to Tuesdays, and we could do them more often because Thursdays is movie night. Last week I went and saw Ghostbusters. This week is Godzilla. We've got, I think, Fall Guys coming up. We got Monkey Man with Dev Patel. I love Dev Patel. He's great. We got that coming up. So there'll be Deadpool coming out as well. Tons of stuff. So Thursdays is really not a great night to do these. Tuesdays still fits with the Transformers. Once Transformers is done, we're going to do Thundercats, so it's still going to work out well. So that's what we're going to do going forward. Let's talk about what's happening this week. Where are my icons here? So this Friday, the conclusion to Frank Miller's Daredevil, Fearless Fridays, comes to an end this Friday with The Man Without Fear. It's a 5-part comic. We're going to talk about the whole thing. We're not going to split it up. We're going to do one stream covering the entire series. That's this Friday. And once that ends, that'll conclude Frank Miller's Daredevil run. And we're going to go into Fantastic Friday. So Fantastic Four Fridays, 4 issues every Friday, starting in April, first Friday in April. 4th month, it all worked out. Fantastic Four is Marvel. I mean, there's if you have to pick one comic, I think this might be the one to pick to say this is Marvel. Almost, I don't want to say everything, but a lot of amazing stuff came from here. I'd say 80% of it came from here. And of course, Spider-Man. I guess Amazing Spider-Man would be your second choice if you had to pick 2 comics. Those would be the 2. Avengers is there as well. So there, and X-Men, that's probably your top 4 comics right there. But Fantastic Four is definitely super important. Even just this first issue, tons of cool stuff happens. So join us for that. Before we get going, let's talk about our Legionnaires, our channel members. So we got Dan, Sean, Steven, and Clobberin, who you've seen a bunch of times. Brennan, who appears in chat and has been on streams a couple times. Cliff, who comes on my Dazzler stream. RR, who is the April winner for the shirts. So I've already messaged him privately. So RR, check out your Twitter. I've just send me the shirt that you want and your size and your address. We'll get that sent out to you. And Philip, who's our newest member. So once that month has passed, we'll get Philip something. Now, again, if we get newer members, we will. I want to make sure every member gets something before we start doing draws. So once that happens, then we'll start doing random draws, because if I only have 6 or 7 members, then we're going to keep rotating, and you guys are going to have a lot of shirts. You're going to get a couple of shirts a year. So there you go. All righty. Let's bring in my co-host for this stream.
Hey, what's up?
Hey. All right. Let's say hello to everybody. FK, what's going on?
FK.
Comic Relief Crusader, what's going on? Hey, I saw that you were live. Comic Relief Crusader, great channel. Check out his channel. He should be able to get his channel through his ID. I saw you're going live. A lot of these people that I like go live when I'm at my day job. So Stone Loki, for example, Loki does his mornings of mischief. I've seen one ever. Never get a chance to see those because I'm at my day job. Comic Relief Crusader, I see goes live at my day job. Legion of Comics, Mark, our good friend Mark, goes live. It literally goes live the second I start my job too. It's Can't even get 1 second in there. But still want to make sure that you guys are subscribed and checking out their stuff because it's all good. Away we go. Yep. Joe Dog, what's going on, man? Donna Troy, you got a new Donna Troy shirt? Oh yes, nice. Check Bearded Shirts for Donna. Oh, they've got some awesome Donna Troy stuff, I guarantee you, on Bearded Shirts. Quit my job. That's right. Scramble City. Okay, I don't own Scramble City. I don't know where you can own it. Is that something that's ownable, Sean?
Well, I have a bootleg of it, but they also released it with commentary and stuff over it on one of these something. I think it was one of the movie releases or something like that. I have the bootleg.
Oh,
I mean, yeah.
I have every movie. I have every version of the movie.
Yeah. But I mean, the thing is, it's guys talking over it because he couldn't get the rights to like everything.
Oh.
But you can find it online, I'm sure. And like on
Scramble
YouTube.
City is right before the movie, right?
Yeah, it's the bridge between the season 2 and the
2
movie.
and 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's so Comic Relief. Well, Comic, do you still have my info from last time we shared stuff? Throw it up on there. But I will look for it as well. So
or the Hong Kong dub, which is the English dub.
The all of these episodes are actually on Hasbro's
Hasbro Pulse, yeah.
Hasbro's Pulse's YouTube channel. Scramble City's not there, but you can watch all of this stuff on there. So it's very easy if you guys want to watch along. The next time we do it, we're gonna finish up season 2. So maybe we'll throw Scramble City in with that. We're not going to do a stream on the movie because we've already done a massive stream on the movie. I will include it in the playlist, and I'll move the playlist around so that the movie fits in where it should be. We're not going to go through it again. Look, I love the movie. Sean loves it too. We both love it. Nothing but positive stuff. I saw it in the theater like opening night with my grandfather who took me, and I got a poster. It was like a little mini poster, I think, when I was there. And I love Transformers, the animated movie. I was not as upset over the things that happened in it as others were.
No, I thought it was awesome.
And I definitely, I love opening the Matrix. Stan Bush is just awesome. I have all of Stan Bush's albums because I genuinely think, I don't think it's cheesy. I genuinely think the songs are epic and get me pumped up. If I worked out, I don't work out because that's just not me. But if I was going to work out, I would be working out to Stan Bush songs. I can guarantee you that much. And there's an album called The Ultimate, which has great songs on it. And that's got the Turbo Kid soundtrack, Thunder in Your Heart, because there's thunder in your heart. Oh, yeah. Turbo Kid's a great movie.
Yeah.
I went with Blitzwing. Oh, I posted a poll. We got some triple changers in this one.
Yeah.
Astro Train or Blitzwing. Oh man, Blitzwing is like killing it. I think Astro Train, we'll get to when we get to that episode. Astro Train, once Blitzwing shows up, you're like,
Blitzwing has more personality, and also he's just awesome. Like,
he is awesome.
Because he didn't get as much exposure as Astro Train. Astro Train, of course, is in the movie, right, so everyone knows him, right?
Yes. But Blitzwing's pretty awesome, and he's keeping score. That's hilarious. I don't know how he knows that shooting that thing.
Yeah. He shot it, and then it did it, and then he just keeps shooting it, and yeah.
Score.
Like, yeah. But he's way pumped up for his football like a strategy or whatever. It's like, what's next? It's like, he's just saying stupid shit, right?
Yeah, a tank and airplane is way cooler than that train. I agree with you on that one, big time. Yeah. All right. We've actually got what, 12 to go through?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow. I went crazy this time. I'm like, let's watch a bunch. I'm not going to read from Wikipedia because it just sucks.
Okay.
Play. Let's take a look at it. We'll try to just so there's image coming up.
Yeah.
There you go. Child's Play. So this one, the Transformers are picked up by this little alien guy.
Yeah.
And he uses the Decepticons as toys, and then he befriends the Autobots. we watched so many, I couldn't keep taking so many notes, so I just did everything in bullets, like, and with one word bullets. So I wrote baseball, space bridge, alien planet, giants, Decepticons in a jar, sky warp. There's a sky warp mistake where it's like a different, they colored them different, or they colored him as Starscream, I think. The Autobots make friends with the kid. There's the alien bullies, which are hilarious. Ravage flies by walking on air, like it's kind of weird. They've got the telescope ship, and then they've got a toy rocket ship to get them home. So that's how I did my notes this time around, to make, because I figured 12. That's going to be quite a lot to go through, but so I just did bullet points. But there you go. There's my. So we could talk about those points, or Sean, what do you have?
So like the Autobots and Decepticons go to another world where they're they're like toys. And they're in a kid's room, and the Decepticons are a-holes, so like they attack and stuff, and they have no like. I mean, the giants are basically superhuman. Like they can withstand all the laser fire and stuff like that. And the Autobots, of course, super helpful and nice. And so he tries to help them out and stuff. My bullet points were, well, first of all, this is a trope of the 80s for whatever reason. Kid aliens,
right?
Or they go and you go to another world, you think like, oh, this monster, and it turns out to be a kid. Like that was Explorers, right? Like it was just a trope for whatever. It's a trope that isn't around anymore, but it's so weird to watch. And this kicks off all these weird science fiction stories in the Transformers. Like there's a bunch of weird stuff here. We had some of that before with like aliens thinking that they're gods and all that other stuff. That was cool.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah. My points were how did the Decepticons make a space bridge in a stadium while there's a game playing? Am I wrong?
I didn't get what was going on.
And then they cut to them in the middle of the field just standing there with a space bridge. Like, did you just make this with everyone watching? Like, what happened?
It was like Magneto in that Days of Future Past. He just, in the movie, he just brought the space bridge there.
Yeah. Chip Chase, there's probably the last appearance of Chip Chase.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Okay.
We'll see if he turns up in the other ones we do for season 2. He's not in 3. So at one point, Optimus Prime is like roll out, and Perceptor turns into a giant like
I can't think.
I can't think of it now.
Why can't I think of the name? Oh gosh.
Microscope.
Jeez.
And then he drives off with them.
Yeah. What the hell?
I know later on, and I think it's the Sea Spray episode. He says "move out," which makes more sense because not everyone can has wheels or whatever.
Oh no, Prime! You've got to. It's inclusion, buddy.
More inclusive. There's
canceled. Optimus Prime, you have been canceled.
This one has way too many glaring animation mistakes to the point where at one point, when they board the ship to leave, they just give up. I don't know what happens. It's like there's plates on plates on plates. They're not doing anything. Like the head of the cat just appears going, like it's just a still. And it's the worst. They're like getting onto the thing, and it looks like someone's just moving the plate like this. It's awful.
Right.
I don't know what happened there. It's like they ran out of time or something.
Yeah, some of the animation's been amazing in some of these. There's been a few episodes where it's been so good, and it's and then you got like a weird one here. You're like, what is going on? There's
somewhere it's really great in the same episode where it's really awful. We'll get to like the Secret of Omega Supreme, but like that one is really it's jarring. It's like peaks and valleys, right? So yeah.
Yeah. Hey Penny.
Thanks
for popping in.
Yeah. So those are my notes for this one. It's cool that they went more science fiction with this show. There's a lot of weird stuff here that nothing else would ever do. And it's cool that, and people are like, well, do something different. Well, they did. They did a lot of things different. We're going to get there. We're going to get the Chumley and all them guys. But like
Chumley, I know. I was like, oh my God, it's Pawn Stars.
You're Lord Chumley. Yeah.
So they're playing baseball in the beginning. Come on, guys. Really? A toy rocket ship can get them back home. That's a little weird. The alien bully's the best. Like, hey, what you got behind your back there? It's like the big Balkan skull, cheap bully. And they jump in the trash. You're like, okay, they're in the trash. Ravage flying by running in the air is super weird. I'm gonna give. I'll have to give I'm gonna have to give that our good friend Rachel. That was definitely weird. I agree, Rachel. I agree. Close personal friend Rachel agrees with us on that. The space bridge. I'm like, whoa, okay, there's a space bridge. All right, well, there you go. But yeah,
is this the one where like they all take off from the space bridge, and what's his name? Megatron peers in, and he doesn't say, "Oh my God, where is everyone?" He's like, "Oh, the Energon!" Like he doesn't care about anybody but the Energon.
Right.
He's like, the Energon's gone. Oh crap! Like,
yeah, he's like Baron Harkonnen. Where it's like the spice. That's all that. It's like, who gives a crap about anything else? I mean, this one was kooky, but whatever. It was kind of fun. Gambler. The next one is Gambler. Now we're doing the order. Here's more sci-fi stuff. We're doing the order that's sort of the recommended viewing order that'll kind of make things make sense, where guys don't appear like before their origin.
It's the real order, and of course, this is a direct sequel to Child's Play. They're in the toy ship that they left with from Child's Play.
Right.
And they're trying to get home, and then they I guess they don't have enough energy or something, so they go to this planet where there's a gambler guy, and the gambler guy is going to try and like help them out, but like through different cons and schemes and things.
Right.
And there's references here. It's like go see Asimov over in the tech.
Yeah, I wrote that. That was one of my points.
Yeah, that's everyone's notes, but they get miniaturized again. It's like they were already miniatures. Is like now that's another trope of 80s cartoons. At one point, there's an episode where everyone's small for no reason. There's even another trope is they turn into kids, but they can't do this with Transformers. But
exactly.
I remember there's a rock and wrestling episode where they all turned into kids and stuff. So,
1 second.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's another weird one.
What was I gonna say? Sheol is the underworld in the Hebrew Bible for whatever reason. They Sheol. So there's a guy named. I thought his name was Defcon, but it's not. It's Devcon. When you look it up online, it's Devcon.
Defcon. I thought so. I wrote Defcon the way you spelt it right there, but it's
I did that too. And when I looked up if there was a toy, it was Devcon. So
Bounty Hunter, he's awesome.
Yeah, he turns up in some of the comics and toys after this.
Mm-hmm.
Hasbro. You'll find watching these, Hasbro has mined this series for all it's worth, and whatever they didn't do, fans totally did. Like, there's totally a Chumley bootleg figure, like, because why wouldn't you make one, right?
Oh, boss, man, this guy is boss. I gotta get this guy.
And Legacy and all the recent lines were just excuses to make everything you've ever wanted, right? Like when we get to the one with all the female Autobots, you'll find that, like, all of them were made in the toys, like every single last one.
Oh, this guy's a bit hard to get.
Yeah.
Oh man, this guy was.
He looks cool though. I love the color scheme.
This guy.
He has the head. He has the head and face from the show.
Yes, these I got it. You know what, man? Out of all of these toys, Transformers is the best. All these new ones. Look, I love G1. G1 is classic. I love it. Good quality, but this is one of the toy lines where like the new ones are still awesome. The He-Man classics were pretty good too. He-Man classics was very good. That's
awesome.
That's really awesome. I have all of those. And Origins is actually Origins is almost perfect. It's almost the perfect, like it's the old toy, but just new technology.
You know what I think about Origins is the best for me.
Yeah, Origins is the best. No,
it feels like the toys.
Yes. Yeah. No, but classics is like the adult version. Like you're like, oh shit, yeah, this is the big boys now, right?
The big
But
boys.
Origins is sort of the perfect, like it's the old toy, but it's more durable, and it's just made with better technology. And like you can swap the parts and you're not going to break it as easily, right? Like the He-Man ones, you'd snap an arm and it wouldn't go back on, or the rubber in the leg was terrible.
Yeah.
But for looks wise, these Transformers are awesome. Like every character, every time we do one of these streams, I look up a character, I'm like, oh yeah, this guy's the best.
Yeah,
I would have to buy everybody. It's impossible. I'd have to buy every toy. Like,
the new stuff, and that's the thing. Takara cracked the code at some point in the early 2000s where they made the robots so that when they turn to robots, you can now they're figures. You can
they're figures
and them stuff. It's not like the old G1 stuff where the legs are fused together or whatever, right?
Right, like that's what I'm saying. It's so the technology is so amazing on these. So so I wrote the Autobots are captured. There's the gambling guy. What's his face does the gambling. They shrink. Smokescreen is the thing. There's the pit fighting. They lose the bet, which is great. Astro Train, Animals versus Autobots. I wrote, and Slizardo or whatever. He joins up with DEFCON to like
Cesaro.
I don't know what the hell. And they join up, so that was kind of neat. Was Smokescreen the gambling Autobot? I can't remember. Was he the one?
No, but like he's a cool looking. They had to highlight some guy, right?
Yeah,
he was a cool looking toy, and because of his color scheme and everything, and he was one of those old school like metal ones, right? So
let's take a look at Smokescreen and see what he's all about. Yeah, like this is awesome too. Like, see, look how badass this is.
Yeah,
like
it's the new one.
Yeah, see, like all these guys look so cool.
War for Cybertron,
all these new, Well, Evolution or War for Cybertron was really just basically G1.
War for Cybertron, Power of the Primes, Legacy is good too. I mean, that's where DEFCON was.
And then what's that Evolution, right? Evolutions? Is it Evolution or what are they called? No. What was the toy line?
Well, it was Earthrise.
Or was it Legacy? Masterpiece is awesome too.
Masterpiece is the unattainable. Like it's like
this one, Legacy. Yeah, they're called Legacy. Masterpiece are just like really, they're the expensive.
Masterpiece, you'll find, and we'll get to it, that they tossed in guys from the G1 stuff. Like it's like Kremzy came with Masterpiece Megatron. Dr. Machiavelli came with Masterpiece. Starscream. Stuff, right. So
Oh baby.
So this is what, Quest for Survival?
Quest for, oh baby, man, Insecticons, best characters of all time. The Autobots, they retreat in this one. The insecticide thing was kind of funny. Cosmos, the plants. Yeah, Cosmo gets captured in those weird plants or whatever. The Morphobots, is that what they were called?
Morphobots, I think is what they're called. It's such a weird thing to call them.
The music hurts them, which is hilarious. The Insecticons come to eat the plants, but then then plants start eating them. That's funny. It's like they're like planet insects. So plantobots. Anything with the Insecticons, I'm going to automatically. I wish there was like they did this for Star Trek where they did like a Borg pack, so it was like the top 10 Borg episodes. Then they did like they did like the Klingon pack, top 10 Klingon.
They
gotta do
Dinobots,
Insecticons pack. And just do like have it like be like a cool, like have it be a cool package or something.
They could have done that. I mean, they did some packs, but they were just the 3-parters. It was Ultimate Doom and Rebirth. But,
do you know which one Joe's talking about here?
Blue Eye Blind. His name's Skids. I was going to get to him.
Oh, Skids,
This is Skids appears here. We'll get to Skids because I have a theory about him. But Skids was not like a popular Transformer, but he's in the cartoon. I had the reissue of him, and that's what he looked like in the toy. It was pretty neat.
Yeah, see, the Legacy ones are good.
Yeah,
and these aren't like stupid expensive. Like they're decent
around.
Price.
But
man, this is awesome.
My Okay, so my notes here. So first of all, Blaster in that mode, I think you could do that in the toy, which is
Yeah,
kind of neat.
have him walk.
Yeah, that he's half transformed, so like his legs would go down, and you can make him like walk, right?
Right.
So that's cool that they did half transformation sometimes to show what else the toy can do. Um, I know that's not why they did it; they just did it for creative reasons. But like I love when sometimes the fists come out of the planes,
Mhm.
and it's like because you could do that, right? Um, so yeah, Skids appears. Um, Good fake out with destroying the pesticide. They destroy. It's like, oh my god, how are they gonna like get rid of these Insecticons now, right?
Right.
And it's not clear how dangerous the Morphobots are. They seem to so the Autobots seem to touch them and load them onto a rocket with no trouble. I thought that they latch onto you and you can't get them off. Like they're trying to jackhammer it off of whoever it was. It was I can't remember. Cosmos.
Cosmo, yeah, Cosmos who gets trapped
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, and this continues the prodigious use of Cosmos. He's in a lot of these. Him and like Power Dive. Is
Power
that his
Glide, yeah,
Power
he's
Glide? Yeah.
like
It's like they must have loved those characters, man. It's like what
they certainly did.
the hell?
Yeah. Oh man, I remember this one. So he's like, a lot of my friends had this one,
Because he was
and
cheap as shit. Yeah.
he's cheap. But the other thing is like he grows. So I mean, if we're talking about Megatron shrinking and growing, like this guy really grows because people are inside of him, and he was like
Yeah.
this big.
There's guys inside. At one point, he's like, Prime, you can't fit, right?" It's like, well, no shit. I don't know how you have four other dudes in here. It's like,
Yeah, like see, this is brutal.
yeah.
Come on, this is really.
Well, that he looked cool when I was a kid. It's like that looked like the guy on the cartoon.
I don't think you looked that cool when you were a kid because I remember my friend, my buddy Danny had him, and I was like, oh, dude, like no, like you bring your guys out to play or whatever.
Yeah.
And I had who did I have? I mean, I did have Optimus Prime, but I had who was my main guy
Oh
that
yeah,
I
no,
had?
that's cool. Yeah.
I did have Optimus. Someone gave him to me. No,
Oh.
I had a few that were my big. Oh, I had Grimlock.
Mm-hmm.
So I brought Grimlock out, and then he's bringing this out. I was like, dude, you no, this is like.
Yeah, Grimlock is way well because he's the higher price point guy, so he's more
Right,
detailed and he's awesome.
Yeah, this is brutal. But like the newer one, like I mean, this is pretty awesome.
Yeah. Oh no, they made all those mini guys into like articulated transformers. Like Sea Spray looked awesome.
Now, who's the other guy that we talked about in this one?
Power Glide.
Oh, Power Glide. Yeah, he's awesome. Yeah, this is wicked.
Yeah.
Like
that's him. Yeah, there he is. That's the better one. Yeah.
Yeah, like this is pretty badass. Like get a good version of this guy. Yeah, he's awesome. What's he look like in G1? Let's see.
You saw him just.
Oh yes, I remember this. It's awful. Too.
Like the arms are articulated. You can do stuff.
Right, but the legs are. It's like literally just pops in and then that's it.
Yeah, you just pop out. It's GoBots basically.
It's basically GoBots. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not too bad.
They're all carded because they're so small. Yeah.
All right. Autobots roll out. Yeah, though this is. But he looks wicked like in the cartoon though.
Yeah. So yeah, this I like how they maintain that the Insecticons are a different faction. Them and the Decepticons don't really trust each other, but they still work with each other and stuff. I like that. He sounded like Peter Lorre. I swear to God,
Yeah.
it's like they're going for Peter Lorre or something with that guy.
Cosmos.
Xbox version comes with the Robo Insecticide. Yeah, they all come with something from the G1. Like they tried to squeeze G1 stuff into all this stuff. It's like how we saw like Raoul with Tracks and Masterpiece or something like that.
Yeah. Well, anything with Insecticons, I'm telling you, if they come out with the Insecticon special edition pack and they have all like cool packaging.
When you got that super pack or whatever,
I did get that pack. That's is it within reach or do I have to get up?
And that's the thing. Their design has always been more or less the same. So
why isn't that
like a weird, unrecognizable thing?
No, exactly. Why is that not in reach? Where the hell is that?
Oh, because you have a million things back there. That's why.
I know I have a million
Your
things, but
grandma's attic.
I'm trying to like get it a little bit. Oh shit! Yeah, no, it's way in there
Yeah,
now.
it's way back.
It's way in there. No, it's like shoved in. I did get Ultra Magnus 86, which is the movie version of them. And it's bloody awesome. It's like a
Oh yeah,
huge one.
yeah.
I haven't watched Wheel of Fortune in years. Yeah, well, anything with Insecticons is like this is awesome. The Secret of Omega Supreme. So they got so I wrote Asteroid Vendetta against Devastator. That's interesting. Guardian of the Crystal Castle. I mean the Crystal City. Robo Smasher. Reprogramming Devastator. Yes, that's right. Mining the ore. The asteroid thing is alive. It's like an egg or whatever, and then you got
Yeah.
the creature, luring the creature. And then I don't know what who the hell. What I don't know what this means. Someone's destroyed, but like this is where Omega Supreme and the Constructicons were friends, and then they got like
Reprogram.
mind wiped or reprogrammed.
Being an ass. It's like even as a kid, I was like, I don't understand. Is he an idiot? Like, so okay. So here's my notes.
Right.
So I have a lie here. Holy crap. I like the rocket that like. So it begins with this rocket. You're like, what is this? And it latches onto an asteroid, and then pushes it back into position. I was like, that's a cool sci-fi thing. That's really neat.
Thanks, Benny. See ya.
Thanks, Penny. Yeah, I like that. That was cool. More Cosmos.
Hey,
Cosmos keeps hey Steve.
I don't think I saw Steve earlier. Did I see him? No, I didn't.
No. Cosmos keeps getting put into like work because Omega Supreme's being a dick, and he's like, oh, okay, fine. He has to go fly back and all that stuff. Omega Supreme talks like a robotic idiot by choice. Can you talk like a normal Autobot? I like that when Optimus Prime is like, just talk like a normal Autobot. Like that's totally how he says it. And he's like super annoyed. So the Guardian robots are established here. It's their first appearance or first mention of Guardian robots on Cybertron. They appear later on and they look like Omega Supreme with the weird wing which is the tracks and all that stuff and the tank head and all that. I don't know if they made toys for the Guardian robots. I mean, of course they made Omega Supreme and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, these guys, they were usually blue, yeah. So there you go. They made that. Yeah, I put Robo Smasher as well. There's always some new dumb thing that Megatron makes or whatever. So the Constructicons involuntarily turned into Decepticons against their will. So they didn't betray Omega Supreme by their own decision. It's
right.
just they were just changed into this. It's not their fault, right? So he's like, oh, they betrayed me. It's like, well, yeah, but they were reprogrammed, dick. Like, what the hell's wrong with you?
Also, I mean, but they did have, he should have seen it coming because they did have the Decepticon symbol on them already.
Pardon?
When they were good guys, they had the Decepticon.
Yeah, it's the same model packs. They look like Earth construction vehicles. It's like they didn't change that around, right? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so they didn't portray him. Good animation. So I said there's good animation when Omega Supreme is running towards the camera. There's one where he's running and the camera's moving with him. And there's another one where Omega arrives in rocket form to the asteroid, and as he's moving, like the Seekers come and they shoot him and stuff. It's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's really ambitious animation for the time. But there's mega mistakes when Omega Supreme and the Constructicons walk towards the Crystal City, and it's all shattered. And it's like they're not even moving, and the walls are moving. It's weird. Yeah, you notice it right away. The added science fiction creature was a neat idea to ratchet up tension. Now there's this thing, we gotta stop it. And I love how Teletran 1 is like telling the audience only Omega Supreme can do this. Only Omega Supreme.
Yeah, I know. I don't. Yeah, and then yeah, and he keeps saying it too. It's like, okay, We
Yeah, it's like
got it.
yeah,
That's
just
the
to,
guy
just to
who's
give her hope.
featured.
Yeah.
It's like, thank you. He's the bot of the day. We got it.
Yeah. We got Omega Supreme versus Devastator. That's cool. Um,
That was cool. Like, look at this figure, by the way. Like, yeah, this is what
yeah.
was it Steve was saying. It's like, yeah, where imagine this came out when you were a kid, you'd be like, holy shit, this is the best.
Yeah, because he had Omega Supreme.
Oh
Oh
yeah,
no, sorry, our Steve had Omega Supreme.
our Steve had yeah. Steve.
Yeah.
So guys, our Steven who you see on the wrestling streams and stuff, he had Omega Supreme.
Yeah.
Let's see G1.
And he said like his dad and his uncle took forever to make it because he had to like snap it in place and all that stuff. It's cool. The thing is, it looked awesome in the commercial, and it's like a desirable thing is like this big thing, right? But he looks janky today because they can make him more proportionate now. Like he looks more like a robot man now.
Yeah.
But he has these big, like, goofy arms, you know.
Yeah. Why do I keep saying only Mega Supreme? Just say it once and we'll loop it, buddy. Just say it once and we'll.
Yeah. And my last point was Omega Supreme is standing on a building for somehow. He's always depicted as like enormous, like he's bigger than mountains, and then he's like standing on a building, like it's like I know scale is all over the place in these cartoons, but still, that's weird, you know.
There's a lot of, I mean, I think they need to, and maybe a Comic Relief Crusader can answer this, or if you know, they definitely need to explain like the size thing. It didn't really bother me, and it wouldn't really bother me that much, but we have to talk about it because we're talking about the show. But like little guys become huge things become tiny.
Size shifting is still a thing in Transformers. They have explained it in some comics, especially UK ones, but yeah.
And like can you like what happens if Cosmos has guys in him and then he transforms into a man? Will they get crushed?
Yes.
It's like they'll get crushed, right? This next one is Crimzig or something.
Crimzeek, yeah.
Crimzeek, yeah. So what were my? Let me see what I wrote for the. Yeah, oh god, this guy. Of course, they made a toy.
They made several toys. We'll talk about that.
So he's like he's that little energy guy.
Yeah.
He wrecks like equipment and stuff like that. They go to Japan. That's cool. Mega Supreme. You got that Japanese doctor guy. Radio waves.
Yeah.
We got a lot of creatures. Giant. That we had a giant Crimzig. They use it against Megatron's weapon. And then they disperse him, and then he's back, and it's all like, "Oh, he's back!" Ha ha ha! It's like, "Oh, that's the end of the episode." What the hell? I gotta say, like, when it says you have 4 Crimzigs, that's great. I want to say a couple of things about the Transformers. I love this at the end where it's like the Transformers will return after these messages, and then they don't return because it's just the credits.
It's just the credits, yeah.
But you know what? It triggers a memory of as a kid. I'm like, oh yeah, and I'd always think, I don't think they're going to be back. They never, but it's never back.
No, and then I knew what it was. It's going to be the credits.
The credits, right?
Yeah.
And the other thing I do like is the cutaways where it's like the Transformers will return. You know, whenever that happens, even now. So I'm watching these now. I just watched all these, last week, and when it happens, I actually get like a little like a physical like tingle inside where I'm like, oh man, it's just the sound of it.
Yeah.
And like, and it almost makes it makes me a little emotional, not emotional. Like, like
it's a nostalgic trigger. Yeah.
Yeah. Big trigger, like big time. It's like,
yeah, I feel sometimes I get a reaction of like, going to the cupboard and getting SpaghettiOs and realizing, oh yeah, I don't have SpaghettiOs. This isn't 1988. It's like
God, right,
because like
right.
Come commercial time, I go, like usually this stuff we know it was playing from 4 to 5. It was G.I. Joe and Transformers,
right?
And you're trying to do your homework and you get a snack. And I didn't do I was like, you know what? I'm just watching even if it was repeats, I just watch it, man.
Right,
and at 5, I'm like, okay, let me cram all this crap, right?
Right.
But you get something, you get like your it was usually just like ABCs or like freaking Scooby Doo or whatever the hell it was, right? And Spaghettios and shit like that, right? Chef Boyardee stuff.
Chef Boyardee.
Yeah, man.
My friend's cousin. Oh, the other Sean,
Yeah, yeah,
Sean who I
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
He was like the Chef Boyardee mega master. Like the entire thing is Chef Boyardee. Like, you go to his place. It's like,
You know what I loved roller coasters? They don't have those anymore. They have something called lasagna, which is the same kind of noodles.
right.
But it's
No,
like
no, I never had those. But
yeah. But no, it just triggers. Yeah, it triggers those. It's the same sound bite every time. Yeah, that thing.
Yeah.
I love the little animations they do for them because they rotate in new ones.
Yeah, like and Cosmos lands, and then it.
Yeah, they
like
look better
like,
now than they've ever looked. Yeah, like the Cosmos was really
cool.
Yeah,
he it spins around, and then
they looked okay, but but now they look way sharper and colorful than they've ever looked before. They're incredible, and I love that they're in those. They're in the Hasbro Pulse thing. They're in the cartoon like DVDs and stuff that we have as well. So
maybe I'll clip a few of them for.
Yeah, I think the Kid Rhino set had just a reel of all of them, just in a row.
Well, someone's clipped that for YouTube, I guarantee you.
Yeah, probably. Is that your notes or?
Oh, let me see. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, what do you got for this one?
So there are 3 Kremzik figures. Kiss Players Auto Rooper X Atari came with one.
Okay.
Less said about Kiss Players, the better. Like
right.
Comic Relief Crusader knows.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, that was 2006. In 2007, Masterpiece Megatron came out with one.
Oh,
that's the one I remember. And there's a War for Cybertron Siege Refractor Reconnaissance Team 3-pack came with one. That's a mouthful. They're cool. They look like Kremzik. I mean, they look neat. If you like Kremzik, he only appeared in this one thing, but he's a fan, like he's a cult thing. He's a fan favorite. So that's cool. At one point, Prime says, "No, all we have to do is find a little," and then he gets cut off. He almost swears,
right?
Like he's gonna find a little shit or something like that. Prime transforming, zooming off with Autobots climbing on. Oh yeah, so there's a shot where Prime transforms into the truck and zooms off, and the camera follows him, and then these Autobots jump onto him and latch on, and then he drives into a city and buildings come. It's one shot. They always did these ambitious ass shots that look awesome. I don't know. It's incredible, and then they do stupid shit like the like that Child's Play thing where it's like plates just doing nothing.
Right.
It's so weird. Yeah, the energy magnet is the big device of the week here.
Yes, that's what it was.
Yoshikawa's Japanese accent is awful.
It is awful.
It's pretty bad. I love the orange sky in most of this episode. It's like it's in most of it. It looks pretty good, man. I love their skies in these cartoons.
Yes, I do agree with that. Yes.
Blaster, you finally came up with a plan. Optimus has no faith in Blaster. And they basically kill Kremzik, and Optimus can't look. He's like, I can't look, or whatever. And
he's kind of cute and all that. It's
but
like,
then there's another one, so yeah.
That's it. Yeah, he's back. You're like, he's back. All right. Well.
Oh no!
It's like, okay, then you never see him again. It's like,
yeah. No, it's a sitcom thing.
It is. Yep. Yeah. I mean, that was that was fun. I didn't realize there's all these figures. I could get one for my desk or something.
Yeah. Yeah, he kind of looks like a Skylanders guy.
Skylanders.
You know.
Let's see.
You don't know what the Skylanders are? They were a big thing for kids about maybe 7-8 years ago.
What is it?
It was you put them on a platform and they turned up in a video game.
Yes.
Remember Spyro the Dragon? This was a spin-off from that.
Oh my god, yes.
It was huge. That was their Transformers. It was huge.
Yeah. Skylanders. Somebody had this. I think.
Yeah.
maybe my one of my niece or nephew or something or
But
whatever.
everyone copied them. There's like the Disney toy box, and there's like everyone had like Disney Infinity or whatever the hell.
I had Infinity characters, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you could get them at like Dollarama. No one cares.
I still have right down here. I've got a few. I've got what's his
Yeah.
face in my cabinet there. I've got
I
Iron
think
Fist,
yeah. Oh,
like
who? Iron Fist?
Iron Fist,
Oh,
Hawkeye.
yeah.
I bought them. I didn't know I didn't know it was a game thing. I just bought them as little stands for my.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, it's for a game. I was like, oh, so you could be Iron Fist in the game or whatever. So that's kind of neat.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, and someone else had. Oh, Nintendo had the Mobies, I think they were called, or something like that.
Yeah, so it's like the Nintendo
But
people.
they pulled the Nintendo tricks with that. It's like they short packed them, and they tried to drive up demand and all that stuff. People just got fed up because Nintendo just always loves to like dick around with you. I don't know.
That's why I'm practicing Nintendo.
Yeah.
I practice Nintendo. I'm a black belt. I'm a huge fan of Iron Fist, so am I. That was my second tattoo was Iron Fist, but nothing after his regular series though. Sea Change. This is the wishing on a star. They're draining their life energy. There's droids. There's the Deceptitrans. Is that what they're called?
Deceptitran, not
Deceptitran.
Deceptitrans, but Deceptitran.
Deceptitran.
Yeah.
Well, they might, water morphs them. This is so weird.
Yes.
They can look like they want. It's like Bumblebee gets captured. Sea spray becomes human. Okay. They're I can't even tell what I wrote here. The girl and the becomes a robot.
Yeah.
And you're like, and then like I love how Rumble becomes like a tree, and now he's just like a tree.
I guess you can change back. I don't know. Yeah.
And then I can't tell what I wrote here either. Something. He fell inside something. Did somebody fall inside something? I don't know. So there you go. Rumble the tree. Yeah, a Rumble tree bot sea spray blushing. So this is weird. Here's Namor. I didn't realize Namor was in this one.
So I didn't write a lot for this, but my first big issue with this is that they attributed a lot of human traits to the robots in this one, despite the whole business of they can turn human. But it's like, Bumblebee is choking on water and he's like blubbering and stuff, and like
Right.
and Sea Spray is all hot for this girl, and he blushes. It's like he doesn't have blood. It's like they just forgot what the hell they were writing. Deceptitran, like there are many, many, many bootlegs of Deceptitran. If you look them up, there's 3D printed ones. There's kit bashed ones. There's a petition in 2018 for Takara to produce a masterpiece version, and it didn't happen. But the petition got a lot of of support. That's cool, why is Sea Spray shy and blushing around a woman? Why is Bumblebee choking on water? That's why I wrote. So, it's cool. It's a weird sci-fi thing. I remember this. I remember, her turning into the robot and saying, "You like?" So it's like as sexual as they can get in this show. Yeah. So whatever. They love each other. So he loves her for some reason. I don't, because written by humans that are like lonely themselves. I don't get it.
I guess, yeah. He looks this is a great. I love some of this art here. These and some of these newer versions of him are like the old Sea Spray is pretty awful. Where is it? Where's the old one? G1. Like this is terrible. But I mean, whatever. It's kind of
cool.
neat.
It's the color scheme, whatever. It's like I would learn to love it if I had it. So
I mean, learn to love it. This is Ric Flair.
Yeah.
This year, I'm going to be more obnoxious. I'm going to be more overbearing. And you're going to learn to love it because you have no choice. I got to clip that for it's like, I posted that as my New Year's resolution. It's just like Ric Flair going off about this year, I'm going to be more obnoxious, more overbearing. but like this is awesome. Like for a little guy, they've done some pretty awesome stuff with this character and some of these better. Like again, this is one of the cheaper versions, but this is pretty cool. Like this is actually really good for the price that you're paying or whatever. Yeah, the old one's not horrendous or anything. Like he's like
know any better. It's like, oh yeah, cool. It's like
he's like kind of decent.
Yeah.
So we're forgiving. It's a super robot life form, so it's forgivable. Well, it's a bit weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, it's not like unbelievable, but Rachel thinks it's weird. So.
Oh my.
Yeah, I mean it's fine. Changing back and forth. I do like when there's alien planets though.
Yeah.
So I mean that's kind of cool.
And yeah, this is what they tried to set this apart from G.I. Joe by being more like galaxy spanning. Plus, they're still in the wake of Star Wars, so it's like there's different planets and they know what an Autobot is and stuff like that. Like they're still like that DevCon is around. I forgot all about DevCon. I don't know why they wrote this character for this cartoon, but I don't know why they didn't capitalize that and make that into a toy.
There's no G1, is there? No, there isn't.
No, there was never a G1 DevCon.
Yeah, this is just so badass. Like, oh look, he's got Captain America's. He's Captain America.
Yeah,
I never realized that. It's Captain America. Oh god, there's Chumley. We'll get to him.
You will get to him. Yeah.
It's like I'm a hunter. It's the best. Well, but Starscream's like Chumley's done more in 2 days than you've done in 2 years.
Yeah, no, it's true. Because I think he's the only in season 1, 2. He's the only non-Decepticon that did shit. Like there's other guys that teamed up with the Decepticons,
right?
But he did shit on his own. It's like he's like giving Optimus Prime. He damaged Optimus Prime. He has like holes in his shoulders. Like anyway. We'll get to it.
And then the Decepticons show up and he screws them over too.
Yeah. Well, because they messed up his plan. It's like, I don't want you guys to defeat him. I want to defeat him. Anyway.
The triple take. Oh, this was absolutely hilarious. This Mount Rushmore thing. Okay, so we got the Mount Rushmore thing. I love where they're like Astro Train, Blitzwing, Starscream, and they're like, oh, we're going to get Megatron. It's like, yeah, why don't you go lead them or whatever? And then they trap them both, right?
Yeah.
Then they just become crazy. And they're like, all right, I mean, I don't understand. And then,
that's why they can't lead.
Yeah. And then there's a maze, and there's a massive flood, and we have Devastator versus Blitzwing, which is kind of cool. And then Astro Train comes in, then Megatron fights Devastator, and then Decepticons are all, it's like basically a battle royal for the throne. There's an era where Starscream, I think he's literally been captured, but then you see him later not captured. And then Astro Train, there's something too with like Astro Train. I can't remember exactly what the era was, but he's like speaking and it's like not or whatever.
Right. Yeah. That's your typical like Toei animation.
Yeah, like Astro Train is speaking. No, someone else is speaking, but right.
Yeah.
But this is hilarious. They just start blasting. It's like, what is this? Like they're just making.
Yeah, so they make the Mount Rushmore with Megatron, and they just to blast Megatron's face. Like they make it, and then they're like, nah, and then they shoot Megatron in the face. Right. I like that. It's a great visual thing. It's a great cartoon opening because it's like it's an example of a cool visual to quickly make the point of what they're gonna do for this episode. Right. It's pretty cool. Blitzwing's hijinks with the football coach were hilarious. It's pretty funny. And it's like, flank the play, and go along and all that stuff. And Blitzwing mega destroy, like he kills guys in this. They don't show it, but like he's shooting like missiles into the city, and they show like stuff blowing up. It's like, people are totally dying in this episode.
This is the only episode Michael Bay watched.
Yeah, he's like, okay.
Yeah, they destroy everybody. Okay.
Yeah. stupid Spike gets in the way when they're trying to plug the dam. It's like they're doing a good job, and then some of the water rushes them away, and then they have to cut the commercial with that being the Jeopardy. Like, oh no, Spike! It's like, you know what? Let him die. You guys just plug the dam. It's fine, man.
If he dies, he dies.
If he dies, he dies. Um, I love when Optimus encounters Megatron, and he can't help but be dry. He's like, I'm looking for the leaders of the Decepticons. And
Yeah.
he knows full well what's happening, but like he knows he's gonna fucking get under a Megatron's skin by saying that. And Megatron's, what are you talking about? Like,
I'm the leader here. It's like, well, I don't know about that. It doesn't seem like you're the leader anymore, Megatron.
At the end, the Autobots make a throne out of their bodies, and it's kind of disturbing. And Optimus Prime's like, no, that's okay. It's like, I don't know, like, what's the end plan? What if Optimus said, okay, fine. How long is he gonna sit on these guys? Like, what is this?
There's only one leader, and they make a throne for him. It's like, why am I sitting on people? Like,
yeah. Like, oh, they all like Jenga themselves into a chair or whatever.
That was weird.
Okay, so here's my theory about this. I've always thought that Blitzwing killed Skids in this episode because he threatens guys. Like, who is it that said it's Prowl, it's Prowl, Skids, and Blue Streak, but Skids doesn't come back. He's not in the last scene, and he's never seen again in the season or in the series at all. And like, it's not like he's in like 2 episodes and that's it. I think he dies. I think he got crushed to death and he just dies. I don't know.
Oh my god, I didn't realize Skids.
Comic Relief, if you know, let us know. But yeah.
Comic Relief did a burb. He's a BRB. He'll be back.
BRB, yeah.
Is this Skids from the movie?
He was in the movie, but the thing was that they use names, so it's like it's not really Skids, but yeah. Is Skids in that scene? I thought it was Trax was the blue one in that scene.
Too many. Triple takeover throne.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah. Oh my god, someone made it. Look, someone made the throne of guys. That is the best.
Yeah, so who's the blue guy there? If that's Skids, then fine. But here's a screenshot right there. There it is. It's small though.
Yeah, it's too small.
You had it.
No, I'm going back and forth to see if there's a better one. This one might be a bit better. No, that's them getting crushed. Okay, so let me see the throne. Maybe that is Skids.
Yeah.
Is there a better throne?
Like, there he is, but anyway, I mean, he doesn't turn back. He doesn't come back.
Astro Train was pretty cool. Did you have him as a figure?
I had him from a thrift shop, like way later on. I didn't have him as a kid, but
he looks kind of plain
stuff. He was pretty cool. Like, yeah,
he looks kind of plain here, but I kind of like him.
That's not the G1.
No, I know that's not G1, of course.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, he looks. This is the new one, right? Like the deluxe, whatever.
But I like it. He's iconic to me. I mean, like, him being in the movie is a big help.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. What does he look? Where's a good G1? Oh, here he is.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember the wing in the front. He looks elaborate. Like, he looked cool.
This is pretty neat.
Yeah.
That new one looks awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, this looks like he's got like some evil eye mask or something here.
Yeah, it's like the wings in the front there.
Because he didn't really have that. The other thing that
here, but yeah.
Yeah, the way that they've done, see, like, this is him in the cartoon, right? So the way they've done it nowadays, where they've been able to make it look like the cartoon robot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He's cool. Like, I remember Blitzwing being cooler, but right. Astro Train got all the shine, right? So they made other guys later on. It was an aircraft carrier that turns into like I can't remember what it was, a truck or something. It didn't make any sense, but but they made other guys later on that didn't catch on in the cartoons. So yeah, yeah,
truck. All right.
Yeah, he's like Astro Train in the movie is large enough to contain Devastator. Um, it
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense.
Does it make? Oh, I gotta clip that too.
Yeah,
The Chewbacca defense or whatever.
yeah.
This- next one is
All right,
Prime Target. Let's get that one going here.
Lord Chumley
Prime Target.
and his comic relief old man manservant or
His
whatever.
manservant, his person servant. Trophy collector, Chumley, Russian. That Russian aircraft is stolen. Trax is captured. Like a whole bunch of Autobots are captured. They're tortured. They're put in these weird things. Warpath. I can't remember if we'd seen him before.
Oh yeah, we've
Optimus.
seen him before. Yeah,
We'd seen him, right? Yeah. Optimus fights that dinosaur creature thingy. There's that net.
yeah, he fights a dragon. Yeah,
The Decepticons end up springing the trap.
yeah.
Then there's a robotic scorpion. Then the triple changer guys are captured, and then so Lord Chumley, he was the big hunter. I mean, this guy did a lot of damage. Like,
Yes. Yeah.
like he quickly captured a bunch of Autobots. He quickly captured a couple of Decepticons. He's got like having Bumblebee being forced to transform to move away from the blades. That's crazy.
That's cool. Yeah. You could say what you want about this villain and about this episode, but there's a lot of visual imagination to this. Like, it's pretty cool. Like, I wouldn't mind watching this again right now. Actually, like all the traps and stuff, all the different scenarios that he puts them in. They're really weird too. It's like well, I don't know, are you done with your notes or?
Yeah, my only thing is, this would be an amazing episode if it was Shockwave instead of the Hunter.
Yeah, instead of some
like that's it
guy. Yeah,
like literally the same exact thing.
New traps or whatever.
That's it. Just make it, or if it's not Shockwave, maybe it's some Decepticon bounty hunter guy or some Decepticon enforcer.
Yeah,
they make a new character up. It's like call him whatever you want, like enforcer.
Let me test their skills. It's like, he's doing the Lex Luthor thing from Superman 1. It's like, it's like, let me test, it's like Inferno goes into the building. And,
into everything that happens is the damn best, except this guy sucks.
Yeah.
Like if I would literally go so far as to say, why don't they just redo this episode and just make it Shockwave, and then everything would be like the only thing is you have to explain why the Decepticons get captured. But I was thinking if you have instead of Shockwave, if you have like an outside guy, again, some enforcer bot who's not a Decepticon or Autobot, and he comes in, he's like, I want to get Optimus Prime, and then he sets all this stuff up.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome. But having this random human guy, like, how did he get a dinosaur? Like, it's all this stuff is too weird.
Yeah,
but everything that happens is pretty crazy, and like, I mean, those torture and like each guy is getting a separate thing done to him that you're like, oh my God, this is messed up. It's pretty neat. So, all right, man. Take care, Joe.
All right, Joe. So my notes were, so it opens up with this woman claiming to be from the October Guard. October Guard is a G.I. Joe reference. It's the Russian team in G.I. Joe.
Yes.
So it's kind of a nudge and a wink that's the same universe. So that's kind of cool. This is very Cold War centric. Kids at the time, like, look, I was one of those kids. I was traumatized by the Cold War and all the nuclear bullshit. Because it's in the news, and your parents were freaked out by it, and your teachers were freaked out by it. There's a Lord Chumley like bootleg. But yeah, so they would have understood the stakes and the news bulletin interruptions. Like, they're watching something and then the news comes up saying, oh, like tensions are erupting and all this bullshit. Blaster's trap with the giant hands is ridiculous. So there's a billboard and the hands in the billboard come to life and throw him. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It's not even clever. It's weird. Lord Chumley himself is a cross between Marvel Comics villains and Bond villains. It's like,
it's like Craven or something.
Yeah. Optimus fights a dragon. That's cool. A booby trap that actually traps boobies. That's you can't say that now. But I think Optimus says that.
Yes.
There's some missing sounds here, and I checked my other disc, so I have the Kid Rhino set and I have the Shout Factory set. And yeah, Inferno crashing through the walls in the fire. There's no sound to it. And when Optimus crashes through the tube that's like rotating him around,
Yeah.
there's no sound to that either. So yeah, I think it's a colorful episode. I like how frustrated Optimus Prime is getting. It feels like he's gonna step on this guy. He doesn't though. He sends him back to Russia and with the plane that he stole and everything. So
Yeah, the Russians will take care of him.
yeah, the Gulag.
What kind of people are always in a hurry?
Russians.
That's from Batman 66.
Oh yeah.
That's one of Riddler's. I want to do a stream of just Riddler's riddles and see if people can guess them.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah, Rocky Balboa really did end the goal. You saw that thing from Funny or Die where they did a super serious like they did it like these historic news
oh no, and they did it as Rocky.
I'll send it to you.
Send that to me for sure. That's
like
hilarious.
They have if I could change, you could change, all that, and then they cut to this guy. It's like, I was in the White House when he made that speech, and it's like mega serious. He's like, we didn't realize the significance of it at the time, but we did get we knew that there's a significant change in the wind. When he, it's like, and this guy's in suits. It's like, I remember when it's like, it's so good, man. Anyway,
that is awesome. There's that net that catches him. I know.
Yeah, it's like you think a net's gonna. Yeah.
Damn you. Yeah, I mean, I like this. I like a lot of the stuff that happened, but then that guy just totally sucks. And then his like stupid butler. It's like, oh yes,
and sir. I said this last time. I noticed when they highlight a guy or when they highlight characters, they do it in waves of the same of a cluster of episodes, and the triple changers are like that,
right?
Because they come in and then they kind of fade away after that, right? But they're here in this one. They have their own episode in Triple Takeover, and then they sort of like world.
Yeah, and they'll fade away shortly, and then that'll be it.
Yeah.
And then you never see Blitzwing again after. You don't really see him very much.
No, but like Astro Train gets the push, right? It's like Kofi Kingston and freaking, and Xavier Woods. It's like, oh gosh, you get to be champion and I don't.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, now we got the
yeah, man. And I sent you
I got it
this morning.
Yeah, that was great.
Because I listened to that a few times this morning. I was like, I love the horn solo for no reason.
Yeah, like, all right. I mean, it's like there's only like one or two songs, and that's the song. Like, if they're in a club or something, it's the song.
So I watched this just before we did our stream yesterday.
Oh, nice.
And during it, you went like just randomly. You're like, dun it.
It's like, that song is like ingrained in my skull from childhood. Like
it's that or the instrumental for Cold Slither, which is also in the beginning of this episode. But this song, like with the horns and all that stuff, is like that's the party song that they use in every Marvel animation thing.
Right. Yeah, it's like you never.
And there's more of it. I think this is the most of it in any episode. Because they have that whole chase and they just play the whole thing with and it's like, as a kid, I didn't know there was a whole horn solo in the freaking shit.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it went longer. It's like, hey, I haven't heard this part before.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get that as my ringtone.
Yeah.
I'm sure that someone's made that the ringtone. Auto Bop is what this one's called.
Yeah.
Dance got Raul is back with the dancers. And then there's like those punk guys there's those Mad Max Road Warrior guys.
Yeah.
Okay. There's the dance club. Starscream is there. Soundwave is there, and then the couples are mismatched. Like there's like hot chicks dancing with nerds or what? It's like all these weird different things. I did not understand what the hell was going on in this. I don't know if I just wasn't paying attention properly. I don't get what was happening at all.
Like what the plan is. I I don't know if I know what the plan is either. Is Starscream is brainwashing people to insert blank. I don't know. I don't know what's I don't. They're after Energon, so I don't really know what's going on here. Um,
Yeah.
this it's funny because this reminded me of an episode of Inhumanoids, which would probably have been the next year, but where what's his name Decompose has like a cult of kids that go to this nightclub, and he turns them into slaves or whatever. But I was like, can't you just do that anywhere? Like, why under the guise of a nightclub, or yeah,
Yeah, this is these things where it's
it's a
like,
cartoon thing. I don't know.
yeah,
Yeah,
why is this specifically happening here? Like, just get people and change them. Then I don't understand. Like, what do
yeah,
you do? Like, I don't know. At some about a third of the 2/3 of the way through, I'm like, I don't understand what the hell's going on here. And like, maybe you start to think it's like, did I doze off or something? Like, what? Why am I like? And I'm like, what are they doing? This is the first episode in all of Transformers where I was completely stuck. Like, there's a lot of contrived stuff, like, oh yeah, this thing, okay, sure. But
yeah,
this is the first time and the only time so far where I'm like, I have no idea what is
yeah,
happening here. Like, what is Starscream's plan or goal here?
yeah.
We'll do Inhuman. I also wanted to say that we're gonna. I think Sean and I. Well, I'm gonna once we done this, we're gonna do Thundercats, and I don't think I think this is just gonna be a staple. We'll do Brave Star. Like, I don't know. We'll
We
do
could do
whatever.
anything. There's so many.
Any
That's the
of them.
thing about 80s cartoons. And there was a point I was going to make at some point on my channel that, like, I know people are like, oh, my childhood was the best. It was the best time to be a kid. And no, you know what? Quantifiably, I
Yeah,
think that.
sorry.
No, you know what? No, I'm not even joking. Like,
No,
I'm
no, I'm not
serious.
joking either. No, I'm
It's
not
like
joking either.
the receipts are here. It's like, as the kids would say, the receipts, right?
Receipts. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
In that, like, no, the most badass stuff was the 80s, and you can't deny that or change it.
No.
It's like 90s was like Power Rangers, and everything else was a ripoff of Power Rangers that wasn't even trying to be different.
Right.
It's like Pokemon was the same thing. Everyone else was a ripoff of Pokemon that wasn't trying to, like, card captors and freaking
Right.
Digimon. It's the same thing. But like 80s was like space battles and cool shit. It's like Cops is basically G.I. Joe, but not really. It's Cops with
Right.
those cool ass vehicles that like have the lids and stuff.
Great. Okay.
And,
Brave Star,
yeah,
Thundercats, He-Man, Transformers, GI Joe,
yeah,
Visionaries. What? None of them are the same.
yeah.
Like,
Thundercats and Sectars, you can make the argument that they're trying to be He-Man, but
right.
they're not. They're
Not.
totally not.
They're totally
And
not.
like Sectars was awesome, and like
Yep.
all the toys were different. They came up with different cool design work. Like the Sectars had the hand puppet things,
That was
and like,
awesome.
yeah,
I had the one the claw one. Oh, man, and
yeah,
it was so rewarding that when you manipulated your finger that like grabbed.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. Was
so
it Clamp Champ had the thing? That
clam
was
chip,
awesome.
awesome.
But
Yeah.
yeah, but the thing is, it's like for action and adventure and science fiction and cool concepts and, like, cool heroes and villains and like design work, 80s cannot be beat. There's no
No.
way. And the fact, like, we read comics, and I know comics is not like a big thing anymore, but like the fact is that, like, DC still publishes, Marvel still publishes, all the heroes that are still
Yep.
in comics. Superman, Spider-Man, Batman, and Thundercats broke records.
Yep.
Thundercats, it keeps getting canceled, but Thundercats broke records. Number one, broke records, sales records, and the highest selling, we now know from the sales numbers, the highest selling comic last week was Cobra Commander.
Yep. It was awesome too.
World's Finest came out last week. No, there's no. Listen, you could release 90s bullshit. Like, they still make Power Rangers comics. That's cool.
Yep.
But no, and the Ninja Turtles and stuff. To me, that's more 90s. I know it came out in the 80s.
Right.
But
right.
but no, the 80s stuff, it's just more badass. It's just more cool. I want to see Lion-O slice dudes with the thing. And like, Mumra is a wicked. Mumra's crazy. He's a mummy.
Yeah, yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
No, and I gotta say, Thundercats, the art is not great, but it doesn't matter. It's
No.
Thundercats. They're
Yeah.
they're like, screw it, it's Thunder. And I'm thinking, and I've been getting the Rob Liefeld covers, which have actually been pretty sick, to be honest. Like, I think I've got number 2 just as a random. Do I have it right here? Oh no, I actually I do have it at my feet. Why not? I'll pull it out for a second.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, transform like this Transformers is awesome, and like the GI Joe, the current GI Joe comic is bloody awesome. This was Thundercats issue 2, Rob Liefeld's cover.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's selling big time, and the art is not that great, but it doesn't matter. It's like, oh, it's Thundercats, gotta get it. So, and Cobra Commander is wicked. And the G.I. Joe Larry Hama comic right now is bloody awesome. And Transformers has been sick. So, all right. Well, this episode, I mean, I don't know what the hell's. I mean, it's cool to see Raul, I guess, and all that. But I mean, other than that, it's just a bit kind of weird. Tracks and everything. Did you finish your?
Yeah. So what was which one's this? It's
that was Autobop.
So my notes were use of Cold Slither instrumental in the beginning. Blaster has a more modified voice here, which wasn't in the other episodes. Like there's more of a modulation.
Right.
It's not even in the movie, so I don't know. The return of Raul, his second appearance. I think he only made these 2 appearances. He's still cool. I like him in tracks.
Yeah, he's good.
Soundwave. There's a mouth plate error. In the first time you see Soundwave, he has like a dark mouth plate.
Yes.
You hear a lot more of the classic Sunbow party music than usual. When they're chasing Raul in the club, including trumpet solo. Soundwave versus Blaster. Less talk, more shock.
That's awesome. Cool.
And they just start shooting like sound blasts at each other. And there's a great Trax aerial battle because like Trax was a weird car that had wings.
Wings, yeah.
And the toy had that. I guess Takara did that. So they make use of it. It's pretty cool. What cool like toy if you had that as a kid. Kind of neat.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. Some of the newer ones are really neat.
Yeah.
Was he a G1? He's a G1 guy, right?
He's a G1 guy, yeah.
Oh, Trax. It's just like that. That was cool. Like, okay. Oh, he actually is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's actually one of the better ones. This looks pretty good. Oh, I didn't realize they did stuff like this. Oh no, that's fake. Bastards.
No, it's a toy, but it's not. It doesn't transform.
Yeah. Yeah, he's wicked.
Yeah.
Oh, Rocky, thanks, man. I'm gonna watch that tonight.
It's a big ESPN special or whatever.
Oh my god, that's the best.
Yeah, it's cool, and there's more of the nighttime city aesthetic from Making Tracks, which was the other Raul episode.
Yes.
At one point, they stop a train, so they're like superheroes, like that train shouldn't be going so fast. Like they stop it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love the real Ghostbusters, and to me, it's the true successor to the first movie. It's the real sequel.
And the best parts of Frozen Empire were stuff that they tried to get from that they basically reminiscent of the cartoon.
Yeah.
It's like the only the best parts of it were just like having that kind of cartoon feel.
Yeah.
All right, the search for Alphatron. Well, we got Alita 1, who's like my fave. I have four Alita 1 figures. I think there is only 5 that are made.
I have a whole list of them here when I get to my notes.
All right, we'll go through it. Yeah. So we've got Alita 1, we have Chromia, we have Firestar, not the thingy, Moonracer. Everyone thought the females were extinct. We have that secret base. Mm-hmm. We have Alita 1 versus the Decepticons. That's a cool fight. We have flashbacks. of Optimus and stuff, and the Alpha Trion,
Yep.
Optimus and Alita One. We've got Ironhide. I haven't seen him for a while. Or he
Yeah.
hasn't. Yeah, through
Yeah.
but Power Glide Inferno. Yeah, so I mean, I like seeing. I actually really like the ladies. As
Yeah,
well.
they should have had them in more. And even as a kid, I wanted more of them. Um, I don't think anyone didn't like them. They were pretty cool in this, and they're freedom fighters and everything, and it's pretty neat. So,
Yeah,
um,
so Alita One. So yeah, what are your
okay,
thoughts?
so yeah, so the four girls are Firestar, Moonracer, Chromia, and Alita One. Um, yeah, Shockwave thinks that they should be extinct. We don't really know why, why that would be.
Right.
Um, this is Alpha Trion's first appearance, I think,
Yep.
in the whole thing. Um, so Firestar was eventually released as Nova Star, as a Power of the Primes deluxe class figure. Um, Autobot Moonracer was released as a Power of the Primes deluxe class figure. Timeless Chromia was released as a Wings Universe Moonracer. Um, and Chromia. So Chromia has the most figures, not Elita One. You'd think that there would be more Elita Ones, but Chromia has a ton. It's like Timelines from 2005 BotCon, Generations Deluxe Class, Legends, Combiner Wars gift set, War for Cybertron Siege Deluxe Class, War for Cybertron Deluxe Class, and a Tiny Titans fifth series figure. I don't know
Wow.
why. I don't know why everyone is pumped up for Chromia. I don't know. Alita One has Timelines BotCon attendee figure 2009. So that's their first time being a figure. It's a redeco of a Thunderblast from Cybertron.
Okay.
Um, Cybertron was the third Unicron trilogy show. Um, Power of the Prime's Voyager class redo of Starscream. War for Cybertron Deluxe class retooled Earthrise RC. Legacy Deluxe class, which was more cartoon accurate to Alita 1, and a War Dawn 2-pack figure, which was Ariel. She's a motorbike. That's the way she was in War Dawn, like before she became Alita 1.
Right.
So they got well represented in the late 2000s into the 20 teens, but it took a long time.
Okay,
Um,
so hold on. I have this one,
yeah,
this one,
the shell former one.
this
Yeah,
one,
yeah,
and this one.
yeah.
So from what I'm seeing, I have every one of them except for whatever was old.
The BotCon thing. Timelines.
I don't have this. Is that a Alita one? Yeah, I don't have that.
Yeah, a couple of these were what they call shell formers, where there's a shell you break apart and the robots inside, and it
Oh
just
yeah, I don't have
all the
any of
shell
that.
stuff is just sort of like hanging on to her.
Yeah, I don't have. I used to have a really cool wallpaper. I still have this wallpaper. I actually made my own
Yeah,
for Alita One, which is I will never find it. It's actually really neat. I'll while we're talking, I'll put it up on the
yeah.
on my thing. But search for
So a couple other things. Alpha Trine implies that he made Optimus. Elita One,
yes,
yeah,
on
Elita
my
One,
maker.
yeah, Elita One catching the missile and throwing it back was really cool. Um, Optimus connects to Elita One, which is the
Yeah, that's
closest thing they
cool.
can do with that. And
Woo!
there's a great use of the fanfare at the end where it pulls back from Cybertron and has the mega dun dun dun, 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 that whole thing.
Right,
Um, my only other thing about this that I didn't write down that's always weighed in my mind, it's like they never really thought out the Transformers. It became a big phenomenon, but they struggle to explain them, and they still do to this day.
right,
It's like where do they come from? Are they there's all sorts of different origins, and the
right,
whole business of like males and females. They never really fully explained why that would be. You just have to go with it. Like GoBots explained it perfectly because the GoBots were not fully robots. There were human brains in robots, so you can have males and females, right?
Right.
Um, but here it's like there's female Autobots and they're thought to be extinct for whatever reason. And so why would you even have female? Like it doesn't. It's weird, you know. It brings up too many questions, and they never brought these characters back in G1. I'm trying to think in the Japanese cartoons if they only had females in that when a human was linked to a robot, like the Headmaster Juniors, for example.
Right.
There's a
Yeah,
girl
yeah.
there, um, so yeah, I would love to have had these characters more in the show, and they didn't really do that, but they've always been fan favorites. I mean, I went through all the figures that they've made for these guys. It's like they're favorites. But back then, Hasbro was like, "We're making boys' toys here, so we're not going to do this."
Did they do Firestar as a what was the
No, it's Nova Star.
Oh, Nova Star, sorry. Why I can
They had to because they're like, we already had a Firestar. And in the
Nova
movie, they
Star.
made RC, and they didn't even make a figure back then. So it's like, why even make this character?
So they never did like an Earthrise or whatever it was called, because like that, I really would like to get Chromia.
Yeah, there's a million
'cause I have-
millions. So
there's an Earthrise or Siege or whatever it's called, Chromia. Here's the I found this. This is like Elita One. Someone did like a PNG of this, so it's like, and then I added this background, so I made this wallpaper.
Yeah.
So I had this picture. This is the picture that I found, and then I just looked for a wallpaper that would fit. So I put this. So it's like she's sitting there. So that was my wallpaper on my computer when I first got my new monitor, because I did a really high res wallpaper for it.
Yeah.
But I like the idea that it's like a female pinup kind of but transformer. I thought that was really neat. But yeah, I've got like see, that looks cool. What is this from? Like what was that from? Is that a
I don't know. Well, it's great color scheming. Like
yeah. The Chromia is pretty neat. But yeah, I do have all the Elita One, at least the main or at least I've got 4 of them. So I've got that big one, which like it's not where's this one? I have this one, which is like, I guess Power of the Primes. It's like a bigger version.
The Power of the Primes one, yeah.
And then this one,
the Starscream, right? That was redecoed as Elita One.
Yes, you're correct. Yeah. And then I've got this one, which I did not buy from Hasbro Pulse. I actually got it from Big Bad Toy Store.
Yeah.
You can get. I think this is the one. Is it this one? I think you can get this. No, not that one. That's not the one. Okay, so wait, I have 5 then, I think.
Yeah.
Because I don't see that one there. I'm looking at. Oh no, I do have that one there. Yeah, that one is there.
Prime's girlfriend. So whatever, man.
So yeah, I've got this one. This is at Walmart right now for like $14.
Oh yeah.
This one was also available. I really like Elita One. She's cool.
She's cool.
She looks cool.
Well, she does cool things in it. They didn't skimp on the action for this.
No, like she's pretty awesome.
Yeah, they're all great. Like her catching that missile is great. That's badass. None of the other guys did that. So, yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny too because I had this before too with like they keep saying, not to bring up modern issues, but like it's like, oh, the guys don't like females and all that. That's like a stinking lie. I've loved the female characters. I was like a massive Wonder Woman, Supergirl. Right. I like all the female characters and heroes, and it was funny too because I remember in university they were talking about female superheroes and all this, and I literally lectured the entire class because they were trying to say a bunch of crap, and I'm like, no, you guys are all wrong. And it's funny too because my buddy Dan, who's Legionnaire Dan, who's a member of the channel. He's like, Jay likes the female superheroes equally to the male superheroes. So he goes like, this is in university 20 years ago, and they're still having the same
they're basing on
now.
Stereotypes, and there's
nerds
no reality to it. Yeah,
nerds are not like
fans,
that.
Yeah, all fans are white men. It's like, right. Sure, okay,
yeah, that's
yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's a lie because the nerds loved all the characters. I don't remember
Yeah.
us being like, "Oh, Tila's trash" or whatever. It's like I thought Tila was pretty awesome. I
Well,
don't know.
because this identification thing doesn't it doesn't hold true. It's like I
It
like
doesn't
just
hold true.
anybody that's like cool. You have to. There's an art and a craft and a skill to endearing characters to an audience. And
Right.
if you do that, then yeah, I love Wonder Woman. And I love whatever, like
Yeah.
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 So
Wonder Woman was badass and Alita one was super badass. You're like, oh man, she's awesome. What the hell?
yeah,
This is
she's great.
wicked. And then it's
Yeah.
like she's fighting the Decepticons in that scene. You're like, this is awesome. It's like, oh, the boys don't like the girl characters. It's like lie. It's like
Yeah.
literally a disgusting lie. What are you talking
Well,
about?
Princess Leia. It's like
Yeah, everyone likes Princess Leia. Nobody thought she was trash. Like, what are you talking about?
no, she's bossing people around in the first movie.
Yeah,
Like she gives that speech to those like fighters and all that.
that was cool.
She's like, she's doing this and then yeah,
No, yeah. So that's a lie.
yeah,
All right, the girl. Speaking of girls, the girl who loved Power Glide. So we've got that. It's that girl's birthday. The Decepticons attack. Power Glide saves her, and then she's the head of some kind of like tech company, or her dad gave her some necklace or something. Whatever. I don't understand that necklace thing. That was weird. The Jets do a lot of attacking here. Power Glide is injured. She gets captured, of course.
yeah,
There's like the psycho probe thing. She escapes. She throws the necklace, and she's a big and I guess she's like a jinx or something.
yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of weird things going on in this one.
yeah.
I didn't understand this necklace and how that. Again, this is one of these. Like, I'm like, okay, I get what's going on. She has this knowledge or whatever, but like, how is it in the necklace? Like, I didn't. And she throws it and it does something. Like, it was a bit weird. I feel like they didn't know what was going on.
I have to watch it again, but like I thought it was made of something that
Oh, is
yeah,
that what it was? Okay,
yeah,
maybe I missed that.
yeah,
Oh yeah, Lady J, Scarlet. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Baroness is
yeah.
the
I was a
best.
Lady J guy.
Yeah. No, I like Scarlet. I like Scarlet better than Lady J.
No, I feel like they did more with Lady J in the cartoon than
But
Scarlet.
Scarlet
Scarlet
looks
was an
cooler.
early on character, and CoverGirl's kind of in it, but
Yeah.
doesn't do much. Yeah,
Jinx is awesome though, but
yeah, that's a movie character though. But yeah,
yeah, she just because she's a ninja.
yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think about this? The girl who loved Power Glide.
I didn't write anything for this. I wrote like either the writers or Hasbro love Power Glide. That's all I.
Yeah, there's not
Try to
like
do an odd couple thing with these two, which is very moonlighting. It's like
right,
it's of its time.
right.
Where she's the annoying girl and she's like a spoiled brat and all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, whatever. It's another romance between a robot and a girl that they're trying to squeeze into these things. Doesn't make a lot of sense. So
Yeah, I don't know
like,
what this.
do better than Power Glide. Like, come on. Yeah, Power Glide and Sea Spray are like the two schlubs.
Yeah, I know. Well, yeah,
Girl action. It's like,
and like, how would that relationship progress? Like,
yeah. Well,
he does.
yeah.
Power Glide doesn't like her. That's what Sean's saying. It's like moonlighting. It's like they don't get along,
Yeah.
but then they kind of. I remember in an episode of Sledgehammer, in the finale of Sledgehammer season 1, the terror people, the bad guys, demand money, and then they demand a new episode of Moonlighting every week.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that show is notoriously like delayed, and there'd be repeats, and like you could so it's like the bad guys are like, we demand a new episode of Moonlighting, and I think Sledgehammer's like, yeah, that's like not happening. It's like,
That's not gonna happen.
we could do Sledgehammer every episode. We should do that. That's basically an 80s cartoon anyways.
Yeah, basically.
But anyway, yeah, so okay, this one it's like we'll defer to
It's definitely one of the lesser ones.
Yeah,
I would say. Like, I wouldn't clamor to watch this again, but yeah.
no, probably not. We'll defer to Rachel. Thanks for your
See how self-satisfied she is at the end. It's like, like she looks on like,
yeah.
yeah, I did a good one there. Yeah.
Yeah, well, Sledgehammer is awesome. I should do something for that. Okay, so that is that one. Next one is Hoist
Points goes Hollywood.
Goes Hollywood, or is it Moist?
Yeah, they call him Moist. Yeah,
Which is hilarious. It's like the guy that the big director can't get his name right.
he's like, "Oh, get a bagel." It's like a bagel. I'm a robot. Like it's like, go get a donut. Yeah.
So Carly, though, got to see Carly. She's pretty good in this one.
Carly's good in these. Like she's resourceful and stuff. Like she's better than Spike.
She is better than Spike.
I just make her the human.
Put her in charge. Put her in charge, man. Game over. So yeah, we've got there's the stunt. They save that guy, and then it's like, and then yeah, Dirge is in there. I love the Moist. He calls him Moist.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, all the Autobots show up, like they want to hone in. Oh yeah, we're here. We want to be on this thing.
Yeah.
There's the director's assistant looks like Clark Kent. I remember thinking that.
Oh yeah.
Which we'll show him if we can find him. And then Megatron punches Starscream. That was awesome.
Yeah.
And then the whole thing about they filmed them finding some secret weapon from Wheeljack's base.
Yeah.
I love the fake actors, Dash Jordan. His like, and then what else here? Tears. What did I write here? Tears, Starscream, and Gear. Or does Starscream have a funny line about tears or something?
Yeah.
I love the dropping the kids in the lava. It's like I'm gonna put them in lava. It's like you wouldn't do that. It's like, oh yes, I would. You're like, all right, well, I guess you would. I'm trying to find that a shot of the director because the assistant looks like Clark Kent. I'm telling you, I'm like it was.
The director's there.
Yeah, so this guy looks like Clark Kent. Let me see if I gotta find him. Damn it.
Yeah, I can't remember what happened to Dirge. But like he's like Mayday, Mayday, and then Megatron's like, can't Dirge do anything, right?
Yeah, I know. I saw. Yeah, it's like a super random.
Nothing happened, and he's like, oh no. Yeah. So a Hollywood episode is a cartoon trope of the 80s. This is another cartoon trope that's like they don't really do anymore. There's always one episode where the characters go Hollywood. Like there's a Spider-Man episode like that, where they fight the Robot Hulk and all, all of these, chipmunks and all that shit. The Decepticon, yeah. So once again, the Decepticons are working and the Autobots are playing around. It's like they're doing this movie. The Decepticons are trying to do something here. It's like they're trying to get this weapon. Yeah, but it turns out the weapon is bullshit anyways, because Wheeljack's like, that thing never worked. So whatever. And I wrote this note, like the perception of Hollywood back then, 40 years ago, was like clever practical effects and stuff was the norm on a set.
Right.
And they play a lot with that here. It's like they go to practical sets. It's like, oh, I'm in a jungle now and all that. And the lava, and it's just trick, like, bubbling stuff and all that. And nowadays, that's not the perception of Hollywood anymore. It's just green screen where nothing happens.
Right.
Or like a volume wall. And it's like a digital wall of like another set. And that's it, and it's like there's a lot of fun missing there. It's like this is what Hollywood was to people in their mind, right? There he is, yeah, Clark Kent.
See?
He's got a spit curl too.
I was like, oh my god, it's Clark Kent in Transformers.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It's like, yeah, the interpretation of Hollywood is that, they go to these locations and they have all this awesome shit, like this fake lava and everything. It's like,
they shoot these fake dinosaurs. It's like the dinosaurs wouldn't even be made practical anymore. They would, it's like
they look awesome.
Yeah.
It's like, what are these fake ass dinosaurs? That's not true. It's like they don't do that anymore.
Yeah. So that's what I had for Voice Goes Hollywood. Yeah, there are two weak ones at the end here. I think like the next batch it goes back to more Transformer stuff because there's a lot of new product they have to push before the season ends.
Right.
So all of a sudden there's like all these combiners and shit. It's like, oh shit, like where do these guys come from? Yeah.
It's like, get them in here, get everybody in here.
Yeah.
So that's yeah, I mean, like, did we have anybody cool from here? Like, what does Hoist look like? What was Hoist G1? Let's look at some of the.
He looked weird. He has these weird thunder thighs, yeah. And he has like a
Oh, I don't
big
like.
middle.
Yeah, I don't like
Yeah,
him.
he looked odd. He had an odd transformation too.
And his legs look too thin for his body. Like, look, it looks like he's like dopey.
Him and Trailbreaker, I think, were the same, but just recolored. I could be wrong.
Trailbreaker. Let's see G1 Trailbreaker. Oh, they're close.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they are.
It's the same. It's the same. It's just recolored.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, they took one guy and it's like, we could make two guys out of this. So we just like change the color, you know? Hey, these jets, we could make 5 jets and just change the wings for 2 of them.
Right.
You never miss a trick.
Yeah, come on. That's brutal.
Trailbreaker is a different guy, Mom. It's like, it looks suspiciously like the same toy that I paid $30 for. It's like,
I think my mom would have fallen for it because she wouldn't have known.
No.
And my
He-Man
grandfather
was all the same figure. It's like, and you had every single one.
I had 60
same damn mold.
Dude, I had 64 He-Man figures. I remember counting them once, and it's like, that is awesome.
Yeah.
No, Trailbreaker's good, but I think DevCon was the man of the hour
MVP?
here.
Yeah,
he was badass.
He never had a G1 guy. He never had a G1 figure.
On this Madhouse Bounty Hunter.
Yeah.
Just make a DevCon like series. Have him go around doing different cool shit. Like,
yeah, we're the only ones that ever watched that.
Yeah. Well, no, there'd be. I was sure that. Yeah, it's like I'm teaming up here.
People talk a big game about Transformers. They don't know shit.
Yeah, I mean, like, oh, this is so good. I can't believe I missed out on this one. That's a problem, eh? You're going back and you're rewatching these because, like, you see this guy pop up. You're like, oh, that's cool, because they all look cool. The problem is, my wife was saying this too. It all looks cool now. Yeah. It used to be like you're like, oh, this guy looks cool. I'll just get him.
Yeah.
But now they all look cool. So then you're trying to think, So then you're trying to think like, okay, well, I'll just get the characters I like. But then you're not going to be sure what characters you'll get pumped up for, because you start to watch like, oh, this guy's pretty badass. You're like, oh man, I'm late to the game on this one. It's sold out. It's the problem with Transformers is there's only a certain window. Mm-hmm. Like there's certain guys, like I knew I had to have Alita 1, I knew I had to have Hot Rod, I knew I had to have Ultra Magnus, I knew I had to have like the ones that I must for sure have. It's like I pre-ordered those, right? Like I pre-ordered Ratchet, so it's like I make sure I got those guys. But then there's something like this where I get DevCon, I'm like, who the hell is this? Like, what is this character? Like, I don't remember he's in this one episode in this one cool thing. Then I'm watching, I was like, oh shit, this guy's awesome. Like, oh man, and then you go on Amazon and it's like $400 or something. It's like, like how did I miss this out? Because like this would have been a cheapy one, right?
Yeah.
So who's this guy? Is that DevCon a different?
It's DevCon in a different thing, yeah.
Oh, I don't like that. See, I don't like that one as much.
Yeah.
I want it to be like, yeah, this is badass. I think I've got so what do I have? I have the Insecticons reissues. Mm-hmm. Or it was like a 3-pack or something. Oh, that's it. You only get a certain amount of searches on Google before it doesn't like you anymore.
Oh yeah?
I don't know. It's weird. It's like it won't let me. So I actually got this. This is what I got.
Yeah. That's cool, man.
What is this?
That's
okay.
Japanese reissues, yeah.
Yeah, this is what I got. This thing.
Mm.
Yeah, here they are. Oh, that is beautiful. And I think my childhood one was. It was Scrapnel. Now they call it Scrapnel now, but it was Shrapnel.
Shrapnel, yeah.
So Shrapnel still comes up, but I think he's called Scrapnel now. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I
actually have this one. So they did a smaller version. I actually have this one right now. I've got. I wish I had gotten all 3 of these, but I just couldn't find them. So I for some reason I always end up getting the same one.
Mm-hmm.
That's why when we went to the toy show, I thought, you know what, they're all here. I'm just gonna get them.
Just
Like
get them on.
it was a bit more expensive. It was like I think it was 150
Yeah,
Canadian, so
yeah.
like about $100 American.
Uh-huh.
But I'm like, man, I just like I had to have them. But I would want those are the reissues, but I would like to have better versions of them that are the more posable versions. Like it's cool to have this because that's what came out.
Yeah.
But I'd like to have, oh, this is so cool. I love this art of all of these.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this looks wicked. Kickback or whatever. Oh, he looks good. Yeah, these are all awesome. And they hold up for me. Like even this design still kind of holds up for me. Like I like the purple and black and with the little bit of yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is cool. Look at that, all three of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is. Oh, I think I have this. Did you buy any of these little guys?
Yes, I remember these. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I bought a. I've got a shit. I got a shit ton of these.
Yeah.
I wonder if I have all three Insecticons. There were later Insecticons, weren't there?
What do you mean? There were in G1 there were deluxe Insecticons that never made it into any cartoon.
Yeah, what were they? Let's see.
It was I can't remember what they're called.
Yeah, here they are. Oh yeah, see, they're weird.
Is one guy. Yeah, they came from another toy line. They didn't have the rights to put on cartoons because I think they probably had their own Japanese cartoon and some other thing. That was the problem with Transformers. There were deluxe Autobots called Roadbuster and some other thing too that they couldn't make in the cartoon form. They're neat looking. They're not as iconic and simple as the original three. Yeah, I remember the brown guy and the green and orange guy. I remember those two.
We had a question for you, comic, and I forgot what the question was. Do you remember what the question was, Sean?
If Skids died in
did Skids die in that triple takeover with Blitzwing, like literally destroying him? Like,
yeah, I think Just Joe was saying that he's part of the throne at the end. But
that was the question. Yes,
Skids. I thought that, no, not Skids. I thought it was Trax, not Skids.
Oh, someone's messaging me.
It's
Let's see.
It's your godbrother.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to get that Chromia. He survived. Yes. Okay, he survived.
Roadbuster and Whirl. Whirl was the helicopter, the blue helicopter, I think. And they couldn't make it into the cartoon because they belonged to some other thing they didn't have the rights to. Like the screen rights to.
Right.
And I guess they didn't want to do another Skyfire. It's like they had enough trouble with that, so like forget it. Like redo it a little different and put in the cartoon.
You see, even these would be wicked. These never came my way. These legacy ones.
Oh yeah, yeah, the big Insecticons.
Well, that's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, see, like shit, this is bloody awesome. Oh my god. Yeah, look how awesome that is.
Yeah.
Oh, gotta get these for sure. Yeah, here you go. Here. Yeah, this is wicked. I guess Bombshell was Bombshell the leader? I guess he's the leader. Or is there a leader?
This is Bombshell, right?
Bombshell's the one with the thingy, the.
Yeah, I thought so.
He's the leader, technically, yeah. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are badass. Eh? Like these did not come my way at all. Like I don't remember these coming.
I like the thought they put into them in the cartoon. That they made them a different faction. They're three assholes. And even the creepy way they talk with the whisper at the end, of their last word,
Yeah, now he's called Scrapnel. I don't know why.
Yeah, because they didn't have the right to just call him shrapnel or something. Or
That's so weird.
it's too common a word, I guess, to copyright. I don't know.
Uh,
It's like when they had to call Hot Rod Autobot Hot Rod. You
right.
know?
Yeah. See, even these are neat, the little ones. But I've got scrap. He is called Scrapnel there. Yes, he's scrap. Oh no, it's here it says Shrapnel, but it says Scrapnel on the packaging if you look closely.
Because the guy who wrote that was like a shrapnel. F off. Like,
Yeah, like why are you pretending that's not his name?
listen, yeah, that's the classic art. Eh? Is that the classic art?
Yeah, I love this art.
Yeah. They're always like looking up at the camera's down at them and like they're doing this.
I think I might have him too. I might have all of them. I might have all of these
Yeah.
and these little guys, these little random versions. Well, I got the reissued ones; those are pretty neat. I would consider getting original ones if they're like somewhat affordable, which I think that they would be.
Mm-hmm.
They're bringing out. So I sold my Fortress Maximus, and they're bringing out another Fortress Maximus. It's just too large to even
Yeah.
like I don't know what to do with it. It's like it's not even like I could just give it away to someone. It was like 400. Like I paid 200 and I sold it for 400. So
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, I'm a fan. I don't have everything because I'm not going to put it anywhere. And if I do, like for toys, it's like I love to have them and I just don't do anything with them. Like they gather dust, like um, my Ecto One reissue it sits up. It's always there in the videos. And I brought them down. I brought it down for the Ghostbusters talk, but it's like I don't know. It's cool to have, but like I read comics. I do things with the comics. Toys. It's cool to have around, but like my two super GoBots are behind me, and they just gather dust. And sometimes I transform them and transform them back, but whatever.
yeah, that happens a lot with myself. I'm trying to rearrange some of my room here and get it a little bit more. Like I was thinking, like the way if you see the way my like my Indiana Jones shelf is, where it's just it's two big statues. That's a statue there,
Yeah,
and that's a statue there, and then I got a couple of my old school stuff, and I got a couple of new toys and a couple of Funkos, and that's it. I was
yeah,
thinking of doing that for like Superman, Star Wars, like everything across the board.
right.
Like all this crap here. This is all just like this is literally storage shelves now. That's Power Rangers. I should do a room tour at some point, but
Yeah, you should.
I don't know if you could see. That's all the new Conan toys up there.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
So you haven't seen those yet.
No, no, no.
So when you and my wrestling shelf is pretty good,
Yeah,
right? So like
yeah,
it's decent, but I got to figure out. I can't even do a Transformer shelf because I have so many Transformers and they're huge. GI Joe, I only have like maybe like I have a few of my old toys from when I was a kid. I kept Torch. It
yeah.
was my first ever. My first ever. What was your first GI Joe? My first ever was Torch Dreadnoughts.
I can't remember who came with the vamp. I think it was Clutch or Grunt or I didn't have a lot of GI Joe. But it's so weird. The first GI Joe thing I ever got was Canada had an exclusive Sears 2-pack of the Vamp, and I think it was called the Step, which was the cannon that could hitch onto the Vamp.
Okay.
And that 2-pack came with the figure that came with each thing. So it was, I think it was Clutch and Grunt, and so I got that 2-pack as okay. Here, this is crazy. At school, they had Secret Santas, and I got it as a Secret Santa. And it was a big ass box that had the Jeep and the cannon and the two figures. And that was the only GI Joe thing I had for years and years. My parents didn't buy a lot of GI Joe. The only other thing I got was the Recon sled, which you put a guy in, and it's pretty cool. But I didn't have a lot of stuff. I go to friends' houses and they would have buckets, like literal buckets of Joes, and you dig them out and you play with them and stuff. It was really cool. But I didn't have a lot of Joes.
You know what I had? This is awesome.
Yeah.
What's the place set on the water?
The place set on the water.
Yeah.
You mean the it looks like an oil rig kind of thing?
Yeah. What is that called?
I can't remember what it's called. I remember the commercial for it when it goes through. That was big, man. That was cool.
It's like a platform or something. What the hell is
Something
it called?
platform?
No, this isn't it. Oh, this is it. This is it.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yep, I had this, buddy.
It's pretty neat because it's
Yes.
like you can place the guys all over the place.
Yes, I had this, man. Bloody hell.
You can play like a King of the Mountain, like Koba's trying to go up and like you kick him off and stuff. Yeah.
So I actually had okay. So you know what? While we were talking, when I saw Torch, he's on pre-order for Classified. So I just pre-ordered him for July.
Yeah.
My first ever GI Joe. I only have two. I've got one Classified figure, and that's Spirit.
Yeah.
But I also like, my favorite guy is what's his name? Beachhead. I always thought Beachhead.
Yeah.
But regular Beachhead, and he's so expensive.
Yeah.
That I'm just not going to get him because I'm not paying $80 or whatever.
No.
But Torch, I just pre-ordered Torch because I'm like, he's cool.
That's cool.
No, and then I also had, what's the guy? Oh God, what was that guy's name? Something Legs. What's Crazy Legs?
Crazy Legs.
And what's his? No, I did have Crazy Legs, but that's not the one I wanted. He's a. Oh, this looks cool. No, it was. Oh my God, it was a different vehicle. It was green. It had orange missiles, and it was two sections, and a little thing could open up at the back, and then another vehicle came out of there.
Oh hell, I don't know.
What the hell
it sounds like a lot of things. Was it in the movie? Was it the thing that Roadblock flies out of?
Maybe. Yes, I had Lifeline, but that's not the one I'm thinking about. I also had Lifeline, but that's not right.
It's not the thing that they it's a movie vehicle, right? No?
Maybe.
Like the thing that Chuckles uses, he takes the missile out and throws it at the Hiss tanks.
Could be that.
And the cockpit is, you just lay down in the cockpit.
Yes, I think that's it.
I can't remember what that thing was called.
Oh, you know what I had? I had the Cobra Rattler, by the way. I had Rattler.
Shit. Oh yeah, the typical plane.
The regular Cobra Rattler, yeah.
No, that thing was the Havoc. Is that what it's called?
Yep.
Havoc.
That's it.
Yeah.
This is it, baby. With the orange missiles, yeah, and this thing opens
that
up.
Was heavily featured in that movie.
I've got this.
Yeah. Those things always look to scale. It's a big vehicle.
It was awesome.
It's like the only vehicle I have right now is this Walmart Hiss.
Oh, awesome!
It comes with a guy. It comes with a.
Yeah,
and they're cheap plastic nowadays, but yeah, it's like a Hiss 3 or something like that. This has tons of dust on it. You're supposed to put a guy here too.
Oh, okay.
But I don't have a guy, so I might get the 5 POA guy for this. But
that is awesome.
It sort of moves around. It's neat, but the thing is, I don't know if the old Hiss tanks were this cheap, where like the treads aren't really treads; it's just a mold, you know.
I don't think so. I feel like this. I'm trying to think if this thing moved or not.
Yeah,
it might have. But yeah, and this is the guy that
is cool. I never got. I love the show and I watch the show all the time, but I didn't get the figure. And the thing is, that's a thing people don't understand. Is like there's so much cool shit that came out. Parents didn't know what the hell to do. So it's like you got more of one thing over other things. So my more of was Star Wars. Your more of was He-Man, right?
Right. Yeah, He-Man's my most.
And I loved Transformers, but Transformers was very punishing for parents. There's a lot of money. Like G.I. Joes. I asked my mom because G.I. Joes were always the same price. It's the same O-ring 3/4 inch guys.
Right.
And I asked my mom, like, why didn't you get more G.I. Joes? This is so weird. And she's like, there must have been something I didn't like about them early on or something like that. I don't know. But I got a lot of, like, you would get a little of everything, right? Like, I had some Voltron figures, But the problem with Voltron is you need all the lions and you need
Yeah, I
you
had
need all
only
the
yellow.
shit, right? Yeah. Yeah, like I had two of the figures, and I had the Matchbox complete figure, which was like
Yeah,
this.
I remember.
That thing was awesome, and I was so stupid I sold it. But yeah, like you got a little of everything. That was the thing. And GI Joe, it's like you either got like tons and you had like a bucket of guys, or you didn't have anything. And I go to, I said, I go to friends' houses, and you said this one time too. Not everyone had Cobra Commander, but they all had the Cobra Trooper, which looked like which could have just been Cobra Commander. So we just
Right.
used him as Cobra Commander. It's like the faceplate thing, So
So I had Cobra Commander, but I had this one,
the
the armored
the,
one. This
the shit one, yeah.
this
The
thing. This is what I
DIC
had.
one, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the Cobra Commander I had.
Yeah.
So I had him, and I had I had a ton of GI Joes, and I had some vehicles. I had like Buzzer, Ripper. I love the Dreadnought. So Buzzer, Ripper, Torch, Zarana. I didn't have Zartan or Xandar.
Yeah.
I had Tomax and Zaymot, and the way I got Tomax and Zaymot, and I kept those.
Mm-hmm.
My aunt had got those for me as part of a Secret Santa thing, and because I remember like all these kids, we went to her works. So my cousin wasn't born yet, so Tiffany wasn't born. It was just me and my aunt.
Yeah.
Sorry, later, almost all done with
season 2 of G1. Yeah, till next time, we're almost done.
Yeah. Season 2 will be done next week. Mm-hmm. So guys, make sure you're subscribed to Sean. He's climbing in subscribers, so make sure the link. I pinned the link, so it's easy to go to.
Yeah.
This Friday is the Man Without Fear, so make sure you're there for that.
Yeah.
And then we'll schedule the next stream. We'll finish off season 2.
Okay.
And we can do Scramble City.
Yeah.
And then we'll get into season 3. And then after that, we'll do Thundercats, and that'll take up a while. And then once we're done that, and then Thundercats, we'll see how many we can do at a time. And then we'll just keep going through all of the 80s cartoons that we
There's so much cool shit to go through. Thundercats is a long series, but it is cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's, I have almost all of them. There's Mask. There's it's just nuts. It's nuts that I say it again. It's nuts the amount of action adventure awesomery there was in the 80s. It's so crazy.
Yeah, Thunder. And we're just gonna do the 80s ones. I was gonna we'll do like we're not gonna do Headmasters, which is the Japanese thing. I was thinking about it because I actually really like Headmasters.
Yeah.
But I think let's just do the English ones because it'll be more of an audience for that.
Yeah.
And we'll just continue with the 80s cartoons. We were doing the Marvel comics of Transformers, but I think the cartoons, it's just too tempting to do them. And I do so many comics already. Yeah. We can always get back to Transformers comics.
If you want to, but cartoons is my wheelhouse, the 80s cartoons. I watch those all the time. And to me, it's funny. It's weird. I'm so sick in the head that like people like, well, remember this obscure cartoon, Silverhawks? Like, it's not obscure to me.
That is funny.
It's so weird. It's like I can name you all the villains right now. It's like
no, I don't think I could do that.
Well, Monstar was the main guy, and he was basically Mumra because he would turn into a more powerful guy. It's the same thing, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's tons to do, so we'll just do them all as they come up. Mm-hmm. Let's take a look at the poll here. So 70% prefer Blitzwing to Astro Train. I'll end that poll. Mm-hmm. So yeah, this Friday we're doing. We're gonna finish up Frank Miller, and then I want to get to the point where I like the idea that it's like we're gonna have Monday's Legion, Friday's Fantastic Four, and then I think every other Tuesday will be because it won't be next Tuesday now.
Okay.
Because next Tuesday I play Spelljammer with my wife and my buddy. So it'll be the Tuesday after.
Okay, so we'll just watch the next, what is it, 10 or
just
something?
Finish it off, whatever it is. Let me see. Actually, I started the...
I think it's
10. And then Scramble City as well.
Okay, 11.
So, it's 40 to 49 And then I'll say plus Scramble.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. And then season 3, we'll do the first 5 because it's one thing.
Yeah.
And then we'll kind of 5 faces or whatever, right? We can kind of do all of that. So Sean, what else do you got going on?
I just shot a bunch of comic reviews just now. I'll probably have a new comics video tomorrow. We'll see. And I'm trying to get more like DVD ones going, more catalogs going, and I'll try my hand at some other kinds of video formats that you're familiar with on YouTube for 80s cartoons and things like that. So stay tuned. And thank you so much for all the subscribers so far. It's a new thing for me. A new feeling of boy, it's that 1,000 subscriber feeling, man. It's like it's crazy.
So are you gonna get memberships or anything?
I'll talk to you about that later.
Oh, we can talk. Yeah, we can talk. Yeah, I can help you get it all going. Yeah. It's once you do it once, then you know what to do.
Okay.
I think Comic Relief has gotten up to his marks. He got up there as well. So we're all getting up there now. It's good. Get everybody up there.
Yeah.
Because there's not, and I'm telling you, once we do this look, we're Legion of Superheroes. No one's doing that. That's 100%. Nobody's doing it. Nobody's doing that. I don't think there's many people doing Fantastic Four. Every Friday we're doing Fantastic Four. And I said this, and I'm going to make this the same. It's like we're just reading comics, but Fantastic Four is
comics. Yeah.
Is comics. But it really is. It really is. It's very important to pay tribute to Fantastic Four. And then the 80s cartoons, I'm loving doing this. And then we can even like rotate ones around. We'll get to He-Man, of course. We'll do all that stuff. Which the He-Man will be a lot of fun for sure.
Oh, that'll be fun, yeah.
And we could do New Adventures of He-Man because I still count that, and even She-Ra.
Yeah, we could do that.
We're gonna finish Transformers, and then we're gonna go heavy Thundercats. I want to get to the point where, because I like this idea, like I like how Clobby, our friend Clobberin Time, I like how he has very set things. And so for the next rest of the year or whatever, we're going to be very set. It's like Legion, Thundercats, Fantastic Four, and that'll be set for a while.
Yeah, and after Thundercats, you could figure out. It doesn't have to be a T thing, obviously, but you can figure out what to
do Tuesday. We could do it every other Tuesday,
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like after Thundercats.
After Thundercats, it won't be a T thing. I just might think it'll just be an '80s thing. It'll just be
it'll be an '80s thing, but it's the sky's the limit because there's so much cool shit.
Oh yeah.
But I mean GI Joe, of course.
GI Joe, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So I just want to do Thundercats because I haven't seen that in like forever.
In a while, yeah. I binged them not too long ago, and I was impressed by the animation and the storytelling. Like I like the lore, and also I forgot I love 5-parters because I feel like I'm watching a big epic movie, and Thundercats had a lot of those. Yes. It's like there's Thundercats Ho the movie. But there's also these other ones. It's like, where Mumra fights Mumrana, which is the good Mumra. And
oh my God.
Yeah. All this.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Maybe I should do, well, I mean, it's good. I'm wondering if I should do one playlist. I'll keep them separate for now. But some of these shorter cartoons, like if we do Thundar or something with that maybe Thundar and like Black Star and stuff could be one playlist, and, as opposed to like.
Yeah, if you're doing 10 at a time, it's like you're gonna crush those in one video, basically.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll play it by ear.
Think about it, yeah, because stuff like in Humanoids, only 13 episodes, so yeah.
Oh man, yeah. We could almost just do again. We
like as a bite-sized break, you can do one of these things.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let me think about that some more because
Visionaries is another short one.
Yeah,
some of these is hyper short because it's only 5 episodes, but
man, Sidecar's is awesome though. Yeah,
and another bite-sized one, your friend Chuck Norris, 5 episodes.
Yeah, I've got the toy of that. I've got the coloring book of that too. I've got Chuck Norris Karate Commandos coloring book. Oh, I love it. Oh, you can't beat Chuck Norris. That's
so yeah, 80s cartoons, sky's the limit. It's all awesome. It's all awesome.
It is all awesome.
So think about it. And,
for sure. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's it. So hopefully see you on Friday to conclude Daredevil. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Finish that off, and then friggin' fantastic. I can't wait for Fantastic Four. I'm so pumped up for it. So that's it. All right, guys, make sure you subscribe to Sean. All right, everybody. Until next time.
See ya.
Hey friends, you've just been listening to J-Man, and he is the smartest person who ever lived. So make sure you like and subscribe.